To start our practice today, find a comfortable seat. Raise the shoulders up, roll them back, close the eyes. Take a big breath in and a sigh out through the mouth. Once more, big breath in and sigh out through the mouth. And then continue to breathe deeply in and out through the nose. Slowing down the exhales, deepening the inhales. And wherever you're at, acknowledge anything that's coming up now in terms of feelings. Maybe you are feeling a little bit stressed or anxious about something. I invite you to leave any of these feelings outside of this practice space, outside of the room that you're practicing in. And then softening the edges of the body, so softening into the fingers, the shoulders, the muscles around the face, the muscles around the knees and feet, hips. Remind yourself that the purpose of this practice is to bring more ease, to bring more joy, and to bring more space for kindness in your life. When you are stressed, when you are feeling overwhelmed, it is very difficult to be kind to yourself and to be kind to others. You keep putting more pressure on yourself and on others. So our time here on our mat is about creating more space and ease for ourselves so that we can experience more joy, presence, and kindness in our lives. And with this in mind, set your intention for today's practice. Bring your palms onto your heart in prayer, or the palms, whichever feels better. And we'll seal this practice, seal this intention with an Om together. Take an inhale for Om. And lifting the corners of your mouth to come into a smile. Bow your head to your heart, your inner teacher. Release the hands. And then gently let the head roll from side to side. So let it roll over to the left side and then over to the right. And continue with a few of these semicircles or quarter circles in your own time, starting to move together with your breath. Start to flutter the eyes open, letting light back into the eyes, into your field of perception. And then coming to center, extending the arms out to the sides and up over your head. And then out, back down again. Moving with the spine together. Inhale, extending the arms out to the sides and up over the head. Exhale, releasing it down, rounding the back. Once more, breathing in, extending out, opening through the chest and the collarbones. Exhale, down and rounding. Warming up the wrists. Gently start to circle them. You don't have to go strong or fast at all. It's just around getting a nice stretch through the wrists. And now come into all fours, tabletop position. And tuck the toes under to start to stretch out the sole of the feet. And just take a few bounces back and forth, feeling the stretch of the sole of the foot as well as the back of the lower arm, the back of the wrist. And then take a few circles of your body around these joints again. Switching directions. Really nice. Take a few cat and cows as you inhale for cow pose, smiling, the collarbones open, lifting the gaze slightly. As you exhale, dropping the tailbone, rounding through the spine, pushing through the hands and doming through the shoulders. Inhale like a wave, unfurling. Exhale, the wave, rounding in the back. Inhale, gentle arch of the wave. Exhale, the wave, doming and rounding. And then coming to center, walking the hands around, continuing to stretch the back of the hands, the back of the wrists a little bit. Only go as far as feels nice with the fingers pointing back towards you, towards your knees, or slightly out to the side. And then take a few back and forths and a few little circles. And then walking the hands in and then towards one another, and then again towards your knees, again only as much as feels right, and take a few bounces back and forth, stretching out all these muscles that work hard while typing at our computers or phones, and then a few circles around as well. And now bring the back of the right hand down to the floor, take a few bounces and circles. Don't put too much pressure on it. The idea is not to stretch it to its limits, but just to give it a nice little easing. And then same for the left hand, back of the hand to the floor. A few backs and forths, and then a few circles in both directions. Fantastic. And then tuck the toes under, push the seat back to your downward facing dog. Let the head hang heavy. The hands are pushing the floor away. And the knees can be slightly bent and the heels slightly off the floor. So don't feel any pressure to overstretch the hamstrings if that doesn't come to you comfortably. And now come onto the tippy toes, push your weight slightly further forward and then come back down again. Step the feet together and move the hips over to the left, bend the knees down towards the right, move your seat closer to your heels. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, shifting to the opposite side, hips to the right, knees to the left. Inhale, coming back, and do a few more of these in your own time. Just stretching out through the side body, through the shoulders, armpits area, very nice. And then pedal out the legs a couple of times, letting your hips sink as you do this, as if you were going down in a downward facing dog, walking down a catwalk. With your hips swaying side to side. And then slowly walk the feet towards the hands. Lengthen through the spine. Maybe bring your hands to your shins. And exhale, fold. Inhale. Keep the knees soft as you walk your hands all the way up to the thighs. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, drop the tailbone and round. Walk the hands all the way up. Extend the arms out to the sides and over the head. And exhale, release, melt over the legs, soften the knees, soften the back of the neck. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hands to the shins. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to plank. Inhale, knees to floor. Exhale, half chaturanga. And then lower all the way down to your mat. Forehead to the floor, fingertips in line with your nipples. Draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. 3 cobras, called dancing cobras. As you inhale, press the hands down to peel the chest off the floor. Head follows the chest last. Exhale like a wave rolling down. Inhale, rolling all the way up. Legs are engaged, glutes are on. Feet are lifting off the floor. Exhale down. Third one, dragging the heels of the hands towards the navel. Exhale, rolling down. Now press into the hands, seat to heels through child's pose. Take a moment here, breathing in, breathing out, and then back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, pushing the floor away with the hands. Walk the feet towards the hands, lengthen through the spine, inhale, exhale, folding. Inhale, soften the knees, extend the arms out to the sides, rising all the way up. Exhale, second Surya Namaskar, warming up. Sun salutation, folding over the legs to forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step or lightly hop the feet back to plank or chaturanga. Exhale to full chaturanga or half. And then all the way down to the mat. Taking a Shalabhasana, locust pose. Extend the arms alongside the body or interlace the fingers behind the back if that feels better. Point the toes, engage the legs, lifting the legs off the floor as you peel the chest. Also off the floor, staying for 3 to 5 breaths, whichever feels more available to you. Breathing in, breathing out. So we're opening the chest, the upper back, and we're doing this gradually. So I like to take a few warming up poses, warm-ups, before I do upward facing dog in my practice, or any other slightly deeper back bends. Again, you don't have to interlace the fingers, you can just press the backs of the hands towards one another, or the arms alongside the body, depending on how much you want to open through the shoulders here, the shoulder joint. Final breath if you're doing 5 breaths. And exhale, lower all the way down. Wiggle the hips side to side. Take a moment here, breathing in, breathing out. To continue to warm up, coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Drag the elbows back towards the belly, towards the navel, to keep opening through the collarbones, through the sternum, and to keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears, and then keep engaging the legs. Breathing in, breathing out. Make sure that you're not jerking the head back so that you're not causing any shortening of the back of the neck, but keep the back of the neck long and the gaze slightly drawing up. And if you want to, you can even experiment with the gaze drawing down. That might feel actually better for you. There's various physiological processes in every movement of the body, so from some points of view it's actually better to look down in Sphinx pose. Final breath. Exhale. And now coming down onto your belly, continuing to warm up the front of the body, bend the left leg, grab hold of the left foot or ankle, and draw the foot, the heel towards your buttocks, stretching the quads on the left side. Breathing in, breathing out. You can rest your forehead on your arm, or you can stay up if you want to do a stronger back bend. For me, it's better to just do one thing at a time. 2 more breaths here. It's good to stay active in the right leg, so in the extended leg, and to keep the glutes on, so squeezing your bum so that you protect the lower back from any overtension. And then release, wiggle the hips side to side, notice any difference between the 2 sides. And then switching, bending the right leg, taking hold of the right foot or ankle, draw the heel towards the buttocks. Continue to take deep inhales and slow exhales. Continue to work the glutes as you stretch the quads, the front of the thighs. And we'll use these warm-up poses for our sequences to go a little bit deeper into these stretches. So it's all building up towards a nice open body that experiences ease and mobility. And release. Bring your hands next to your chest. Push yourself back to child's pose. Take a breath here, breathing in and breathing out. And then pushing your seat back and up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On the next inhale, step or lightly hop the feet to the hands, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Soften the knees, extend the arms out to the sides, arch through the upper back. Exhale, Tadasana, standing tall, dropping the tailbone on the shoulders. Breathing in, reconnecting to your intention. And breathing out. Inhale, deeply bend the knees, extend the arms up and out. Utkatasana chair. Lift the toes off the floor, spread all 10 toes in the air, and then place them gently back down. Now bring the weight of your body to the ball of the foot, lift the heels off the floor, and lower the torso slightly further down into modified chair pose. Exhale, now bring the heels to the floor, fold over the legs, swing the arms behind the back. Either just press the backs of the hands towards each other or interlace the fingers, pressing the fist away from the back. 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Finding more space to expand in the inhale. The chest is open. And exhale, folding a little deeper as you push the air out through the nose. And then releasing the hands, palms to the floor. Step or lightly hop the feet back to plank. Exhale to Chaturanga, half or full. Inhale to a back bend of your choice. You can do upward facing dog or still a cobra. Bhujangasana if you prefer that, like me. Exhale, press into the hands, seat to heels, push back and up, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, step the right leg forward, low lunge, and rise up, high lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, feel the stretch through the hip flexor. Inhale, draw the breath in, second breath. Exhale, cactus the arms for 2. Inhale, draw the breath once more. Inhale. Exhale, cactusing for 3. And now reach over for a side stretch. Left arm up and over towards the right. Feel that lovely stretch through the left hip flexor. And all the way down to the left calf. If you want to, you can reach with your right hand for your wrist and draw it over towards the right as well. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Inhale, windmilling the hands and the arms and the hips open to warrior 2. Back heel comes to the floor. Exhale, deepening the bend of the front knee. Inhale, re-extending the front leg, raising both arms up. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, extending the front leg, reaching up with the hands. Exhale, bending warrior 2. Final one. Nice dynamic warrior 2s. Exhale. Okay, now reverse your warrior, letting the back hand slide down the back leg. Exhale. Bring the front forearm to the front thigh. Extend the left arm up and over your head. Extended side angle. Breathing in. Breathing out. Experiment if it feels better to lower the gaze or to lift the gaze up. Whichever feels better for you. If you like taking binds, you can try to take a bind of your choice here. I like to just take a nice little half bind. And I find that looking down actually feels nice on my neck. One more breath. Exhale. Now bring the left hand to the floor, come onto the ball of the back foot. For easy twist, bring your right hand to the chest. If you want to, you can also use blocks under the left hand. Squeeze the legs towards one another, open the chest towards the right, and open the right arm up. Easy twist. Inhale. Exhale, keep squeezing the knees towards the midline to stabilize the hips. Breathing in. Breathing out. If it feels nice, you can do little windshield wipes with the right arm. This is quite a strong pose. Even though it's called easy twist, I don't find it easy at all. Final breath. Exhale. Now for lizard, bring both hands onto the instep of the front foot. Bounce a few times back and forth. And then draw a few circles with the hips. Switching direction. And then lower the back knee to the ground. You can take any variation of lizard. I'm going to add a quad stretch to mine. So I'm going to lift the back heel off the floor and reach for it with my right hand. So continuing the stretch of the quads and the hips at the same time, the quads and the groin. But feel free to just focus on one aspect of your lizard. You can come onto your forearms as well. Continuing to use the breath to create more space and peacefulness, peace in your sense of self. And final breath. Wherever you are, come back to the middle line of your normal lizard. If you like taking arm balances here, you can tuck the right elbow underneath the right thigh. Maybe play around with lifting the front leg off the floor, either bent or extended, whatever feels more accessible to you. Use the weight of your front body to lower the seesaw down and balance, and then move back to a flow or a downward dog, or just a little wiggle on all fours, whatever feels better for your body. And after a few breaths, we will all meet back in downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and flubber the lips out, relaxing the muscles around the face. On the next inhale, step the left foot forward, rise up, low lunge, then to high lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. Feel the stretch through the right hip flexor. Inhale, drawing the breath in. Exhale, cactusing the arms for 2. Once more, breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. Now reach over with the right arm, getting a nice stretch through the whole right side body. Either just reaching with the hand or take your wrist into the left hand and draw it over towards the left. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Exhale. And then windmilling the arms and the hips over to warrior 2. Exhale, bend the front knee a little bit more. Inhale, extend the front leg, raise the arms up. Exhale, rebend, warrior 2. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, rebend, warrior 2. One more, rising up. And exhale, rebending. Inhale, reverse your warrior, let the backhand slide down the back leg. Exhale, extended side angle stretch, front forearm onto the thigh. Right arm comes up and over. And experiment with the head position, looking down or up. And maybe with the top arm either coming into a half bind or full bind. Whatever feels better for your body today. One more breath. Exhale. And then bringing the right hand down for easy twist, coming onto the ball of the back foot. Left hand comes to the chest. Squeeze the legs towards one another. Open the chest towards the left. And open the top arm up. And again, you can look down or up. I think in this one you do twist a little bit more if you look upwards. But you can experiment with windshield wiping with the arms up and down. Just keep squeezing the knees towards the midline. Really nice. One more breath. And then coming down to lizard, rocking back and forth a few times. And then circling the hips a few times. And then lowering that back knee to the floor. And finding the lizard variation that you want to practice today. So you can bend the back leg, reach forward with the left arm. Find a little twist and open through the left hips. Or you can continue to come down onto your forearms, melting towards the floor. In a more passive lizard. If there's any pain in this pose at all, do come out of it. Yoga should never cause you more pain. Neither in practice nor after practice. Two more breaths here. And then releasing the back leg, coming up towards the more middle ground, and then either taking your arm balance or any other transition back to downward facing dog. So for arm balances, you're tucking the left elbow underneath the left thigh. You're lowering your chest, tucking that right elbow underneath the chest as well. And then seeing if you can play with your balance. If not, don't worry. You can move through a normal flow or just get a wiggle or take a rest. I'm really enjoying these all 4 hip circles right now. Just easing out the muscles that atrophy when you sit a lot. And meeting back in downward facing dog. We'll jump through to seated. So on the next inhale, step or lightly hop the feet towards the hands and jumping through to seated. Taking a little knees to the chest, rock and roll a couple of times, massaging the muscles along the back. And then preparing to lie on our backs. We'll take a twist before taking Shavasana. So draw the knees in towards the chest. Draw a few circles with the knees massaging the lower back. And then let the knees fall out to the left as your right arm goes out to the right. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Closing the eyes if you haven't yet. Letting the practice settle into you. And then coming back to center. Drawing the knees in again and dropping them over towards the left side. Letting the right arm come out to the right, or just taking the opposite side of whichever side you took before. Keeping the eyes closed or closing them if you haven't yet. Letting the nervous system settle. And then coming back to center for Shavasana, extending the legs to the corners of your mat. Taking a big breath in through the nose. And exhale as you release all holding from the legs, sighing it out through the mouth. Once more, breathing in, big breath in. And then sighing it out through the mouth. As you rest on your back, feel the support of the ground underneath you. Feel the support of everything that has come before you to bring you to who you are today. Lying on this foundation, know that you can always experience the sense of being grounded, of knowing who you are. And if you struggle to connect to that, then focus on your breath. Which will always help to keep you in the present moment, rather than the future or the past. Opening your heart. This is what shows how much yoga is actually working for you. When you feel more joy, more clarity and wisdom, and when you experience less frustration, less anxiety, and less anger. These thoughts and feelings will always come, but you will know that you've got the tools in your back pocket to draw you back to your breath, to the present moment, back towards more joy, clarity, and wisdom. When you're ready to come out of your Shavasana, extend the arms up and over the head. Give yourself a lovely stretch from fingertips to tiptoes. And then gently roll over to one side and push yourself up to a comfortable seat, keeping the eyes closed. Draw your palms together, thumbs onto the sternum. And with this beautiful intention that you practiced, bow your head to your heart, your inner teacher, who always guides you to be the kind and compassionate person that you already are. Namaste.